Hey guys, today we have an i30N sedan, or some might call it the Elantra, and I've got a new splitter kit. I'm going to show you how to fit this on this car. Let's get into it. Before we get into it, I might just go through the kit because there is quite a lot to unpack here. First, there's two finishes. One is the gloss black. Also comes in a textured black, which is great because one, it's quite scratch resistant and it kind of matches the car as well. There's a range of accessories if you're after something a little bit extra. So we've got adjustable winglets and extensions. Also a pair of chassis mounts. Now these are stainless steel mounts that goes to the underside of the car, and I'll go through that a bit later. All our hardware is custom made in black and stainless steel, so they're gonna last a long time and won't rust. With that out the way, let's get installing. Okay, first step is to take off the under tray temporarily. We'll refit this a bit later on. So I just need a bit of a pry tool to pop off the clips and a 10mm socket to get rid of the bolts. Okay, next is to temporarily fit this to the car. So what I'm going to do is line it up, and I've got some clamps to just clamp it down, or you get a mate to hold it for you. Okay, now you got to decide if you want to keep a weather strip or you want to trim it down like we have. So the weather strip is here. It just runs on the back edge of the splitter. We have decided to trim it down. It's just so we can use the mounting point that's on there. If you keep it on, the downside is you might get like leaves and things stuck in there. If you remove it completely, then you got to find somewhere to keep it. So it's up to you, and I'll show you where to cut it if you decide to do so. So you see here, there's a mounting point just in the corner there, and it fouls on the splitter. So what we did is we'll cut it there, like that, so that way the splitter will sit nice and flush. Or you remove it completely. If you look on this side, there's 4 self-tapping screws. You take those out and you can remove it completely. So we've decided to cut it, just a much nicer finish. This is where you want to cut it. You see how the splitter goes down and then kicks out? You want to cut it there, which is just where that tab is. So if you cut it anywhere between there, you'll be fine. Now that you've trimmed your weather strip, you'll be able to line up the splitter. So all you gotta do is pull this back. So this position here is flush. Also check behind it, because the back of the bumper will also be flush with the splitter. And then you'll be able to put the bolt into the factory. Okay, now I'm ready to tighten the bolts up. This is 4mm and a 10mm. Just double check the fitment before you tighten it fully. Okay, alignment's good. Now I'm ready to drill. Don't drill the 2 most forward holes, which is the ones that have a gap here, because that's for the accessories. Drill the rest, but don't drill the most forward one, okay? Now you're ready to use your nut and bolt combos. There's 2 bolts here, 2 bolts on the other side. Just leave the 4 in the middle because that connects to the brace. So let's take a quick break and talk about the bracket that comes with the kit, because the reason why we've gone on this path, and it might be a bit overkill, is because the new Hyundai bumpers, they're quite soft and they're made in multiple pieces. So because we provide a 10-year warranty, it's got to be strong. So there's a brace that you fit to the car, and this will support the splitter. It's not there for race benefits or aerodynamic or be able to hang off it. It's just to support the bumper so you can take the added weight and be strong to last you the 10 years. So with that out of the way, I'll show you how to mount this up onto the car and connect it to the splitter. Now, before we put the top bracket on the brace on the car, you'll see there's a little divot. So we made a little spacer. Just make sure the lip faces down and goes into the hole, so that way when you mount the bracket on, it's nice and flat. Now let's get the bracket on. So it's a bit of a three-handed kind of job, but I'll try to do it just by myself. What you want to do is put this over that little cross section there. Have this underneath, they bolt up, and then this front two bolt up to the splitter. You want to put all the bolts in just loosely because you may need to adjust it before tightening it down. So the way you do it is grab this piece first, go over, and on top of that washer we put in earlier, hold that with one hand, grab your second piece, slot that over the splitter and into the bumper, and grab it with your thumbs, and then quickly put in the bolts. Now that I've got everything loose, you want to adjust the bracket so it wraps around this brace here nice and tight. So there's a bit of wiggle room there, a bit on the top. So you want to move everything back and then tighten it down so you get the maximum strength. Now as you can grab your other brackets and repeat it on the other side. Alright, don't be like me and forget to put these two in because it's really, really important. This holds the top plate to the bottom plate. So just send your bolts in there and don't forget them. So I'm just double checking my work and I thought I mentioned that there is a spare hole here where the bracket is, and that's for the bolt for the under tray. Also that hole that we didn't drill, and that's for the accessories. Everything looks good, so I'm gonna put the under tray back on. So now let's talk about the accessories. So our splitter kit comes with optional front extensions and winglets. You can use them both or individually. The way they work is they bolt onto existing thread under the car and they're adjustable, which makes it a lot more aggressive. Winglets are the same, there's bolts underneath. You can sandwich them all together and bolt them on. Just remember, if you put them together, make sure you use a longer bolt. Accessories are adjustable whether you buy them separately or put them on together. Just adjust it to your desired position. There's a bit of forward adjustment too. Tighten with the 4mm Allen key. Just don't over tighten it because you might pull the whole thread out. There you go, that's the splitter kit installed with the brackets. Now, are the brackets overkill? Yeah, it probably is a little bit, but we just wanted to make sure we stand by our 10-year warranty and make it as strong as possible, and also make it compatible for Elantras, which is in North America. I hope you found this video useful and thanks for watching.